This ladder should have a sign on it that says not for public use. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good weekend. Down here in the shop and we got some upgrades to knock out. But judging by how the shop looks right now, it's in no state for a video. So let's get her cleaned up. Boom, there we go, cleaned up. For the most part, we got room for some activities. Brief conversation about the shop. I bought this place about a year ago. I do not primarily just do diesel pickups out of it. I wanted a spot for Dad and I to be able to work on our tractors for our business application stuff so we could be in, out of the elements. And it's just a big blessing because where we're used to work on Dad's property, he's got a 20 by 20 metal carport, open ends. I extended one end about 10 feet. It's not ideal, but it definitely was a lot better than working out in a dirt mud driveway or something like that. So when I got this place, it's a big blessing and it's a big improvement. Now, there's been some critics harping on me about keeping it clean. It's very difficult to do as many projects as I like to do and keep the place clean. I got people coming in and out of here all the time doing their stuff, but I'm trying my best. Organization is getting there. It's just a long process. But the next thing is the lighting. Now, like I said, coming from an open-ended carport, just to have walls is a big improvement. But again, I'm trying to film for you guys and trying to see parts that I'm losing every day. Bad lighting has been a big factor. I actually installed some new lights up here a couple weeks ago. I got boom, boom, boom. That one doesn't count, but we'll get to that one in a second. That's what we're installing. The lighting has definitely improved in here, but let me just show you guys what it was when I first got this place, because the lighting was terrible in here. And it got better, and today it's going to get even better. But check this out. This is pretty much like what it was when I moved in here. Let me pretty much kill all the lights. How about that? That's like what it was in here. There wasn't nothing. There was like something over here that was flickering, but there was hardly any light. And I got the door open for you guys so you can even see more. But let me just demonstrate what we're really going to install today, because I got a bunch of them. So over here is my Home Depot lights. Pretty cheap lighting versus my new lights. I got one of them up here and you guys will see the big time difference. Not bad. Walmart. Will you guys be happy if I install 6 of those bad boy lights in here? I really hope so, because they are bright. So the last place, the last open-ended carport shop that I was running out of, the sunlight was a big factor on making light so we could see what we're doing. Sunlight's always been the best option as far as lighting, but I think I have the next best thing as far as lighting up the inside of the shop. These bad boys are made by Hyperlite, and they are nice and bright. One of you guys actually reached out to this company on my behalf. Very much appreciate it. His name's Tony. He's actually started up his own YouTube channel, T3 Diesel Performance. Give him a look-see, shout out, subscribe to his channel. And he's also a distributor for diesel fun parts, lift pumps, intakes, let it breathe parts, stuff like that. So if you guys are trying to source some get her done parts, hit up Tony. He's got a lot of that stuff. But let's go ahead and talk about these lights. Thank you very much, Tony. I appreciate that. And also thank you, Hyperlite. Now these bad boys right here are 200 watt hardcore ones. They make one that's bigger than this, but my shop is not quite as roomy as it needs to accommodate these. This is a 28,000 lumen light. So she's got a little bit of heat. Now the cool thing about these is you don't have to call an electrician. You don't have to wire it into a little box. You can, but they come with a cord. The standard 110 plug and play. Also have an option if you want to run a dimmer switch on these, you can do that. And then as far as install, I have some cables on the ceiling for holding the building together. I'm gonna hang them on those. Got a nice hook right there, and then a safety tether. And if you guys didn't notice, the green truck has a camper shell now. I'll go into that detail later, but let's go ahead and install these things. They're gonna send me 6 of them, but only 5 of them showed up. Something with world pandemic, Amazon only had 5. So, but I greatly appreciate Hyperlite. Thank you guys very much. Hit them up, link in the description below for this product. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous how bright these things are. One of them is brighter than all the lights that I got in the shop right now. So let's throw 4 to 5 more at it right now. Let's try it. My buddy brought over a 16-foot tall ladder. I got a couple plug-ins up there. We installed some 110 plugs, deleted the old huge fluorescent lights that you pretty much need an electrician and 8 guys to lift up because they have big old ballast in them. These new lights will just be so much nicer. Plug and play is the way to go. Okay, all I'm doing to install these things is there's a nice good lip on the framework of my building here. Taking it right there, there's a little lock screw on the back. I'm torquing it down just a little bit. Just so it doesn't wiggle. I have these cables I can hook it to as well, but I like the position of these. Then it's important to take your safety. Comes with a clamped on cable with a carabiner on the end, and I got these eyelets from the old lights. Clamped her on. Simply plug her in. Done deal. These things they're pretty warm. At this company, when you're ordering the lights from them, you have to tell them the square footage of your shop, tell them your ceiling height, because if you're gonna be, I mean, these got a dimmer on it. I can tone these down if I want, but I'm kind of a wide open, let's get her done light. So you got to give them the ceiling height, you got to give them the square footage, and I didn't account for the fact that I got an office building thing inside the shop. So I'm gonna have one extra light in the main working space, so it's gonna be brighter than Walmart in here. How do they look?
They look bright.
I'd say exceptionally bright. I turned off the little ones for now just to see how they compare. It really, when I turned that light on back there above Grandma's truck and it filled in that dead space back there, it really made it stand out. But yeah, not too shabby. These things are definitely pumping out. This ladder should have a sign on it that says not for public use. It's kind of how much brighter do you think it feels in here?
A lot brighter. I could tell when I opened that door.
Yeah. I've been wearing sunglasses working up there because it's just...
Yeah.
I feel like I spaced them out pretty decent for what the specs call for. Based on location of beams and stuff is what I was kind of limited to. I can't really... I guess I could span some chains, but I kind of like it. I played with this one a little bit, moving it around, but I like that spot best. Plus I'll have these in the middle, and then I'll have the 6th one when it shows up, I'll put it over there above the flags. Obviously, this is outside. How bright it is out here. I think it looks about the same.
So is she bright? It's way brighter than what it was. That's for sure. Might need to put my glasses on for this one.
That's the thumbnail. Sunglasses may be optional, but probably, you know.
I mean, you don't stare at the light.
Yeah. I'm getting a little bit more used to it, but the first like 20 minutes I was like, oh man.
You can see all the garbage.
Dude, I thought it looked cleaner. I cleaned it for like 20 minutes before I filmed it. Such an absolute improvement. Those Hyperlights are awesome. It's going to be working on projects like this. It's going to make them so much easier. For one, you can see what you're doing. 2, I guess it could be safety, because if you're hammering away on something you can't really see very well because the light's pouring here, you're better off by being able to see. But in general, it's a major improvement. Big thanks to Hyperlite. Check them out. Link in the description below for this product. Again, they do have a variety of options to fit your needs. Hit them up. They will get you set up. And old green truck is in the shop. Got that camper shell action. It's actually kind of fun. I really enjoy driving this thing. It's like a big Blazer or something. But got about 100 miles on it. It's doing great. I got to install a new stereo, a couple of other tinker items. I want to put backup lights on it. So projects are honestly never really done. And having these lights is going to make it a lot easier to knock these projects out. And main thing is for when I'm painting. Okay, so we got 2 more trucks on the burners for later on. We got Grandma's truck and that new 98 12 valve that we got to knock out. And I'd like to paint both of those. Now that I'm set up with the shop, I'm going to do a better job with you know, keeping the dust down on the next paint job, because that truck, you know, it's got some sentimental value. But in general, the lighting was very poor before, especially inside our little paint booth. So having these bigger lights will definitely help it, especially in that corner. The way I set these up, strategically placed them in the best spot I had available, because I do a lot of work up here. Most of the trucks I'm working in the engine bay, and or I have my, you know, cowboy workbench on the tailgate out the back set up. So that's why I put those lights there. Again, I do have one more coming. Amazon was slow on delivery. They only got me the 5. I got 6 one coming, and I might put it there, or I'll tuck it back in the corner. They do have a map system designed out for where you're supposed to put these. I skewed it a little bit based on where my layout allowed, without having to, you know, drill some holes in my framework or something. But again, big thank you. Awesome setup now. We can see. Hopefully you guys think the lighting's better. Comment below what you guys think of the new lights. I hope you guys can tell they are way brighter, because it is borderline needing sunglasses in here. I'm starting to get used to it, so it's a lot better. But Hyperlite LED high bay light, bad boys, and they do produce a little bit of heat. So don't touch them when they've been running for a little bit. Don't remember the word. Anyway, hit up my buddy T3 Diesel Performance. Hit a subscribe button on his channel, get his channel flowing. I'd appreciate that. But until next time, we'll see you guys on the next one later on. Subscribe to my channel also. Like this video, share it, and comment if you guys are running these lights or something that is just as bright like the sun. We'll see you guys on the next one later on.